national drivers. We'll have a look at it in slow motion for you. It was triggered off in the first sedan race, and you'll notice the car on the inside, Chris Strode, and the Ford moving to the outside is Roger Gray, former Speedway champion. He clips the wall, then starts to turn back into the field. About to receive the ham and the sandwich trick is Paul Ash, and here they come straight at the camera with sparks billowing off the side of Ash's car as it backs up into the wall. Well, Ash was out of contention for the remainder of the night. Barry Graham, however, was able to put his car back together. He had an incredible run through Barry Pinchbeck. Field got away smartly with Kevin Cox moving out to take an early lead. George Tatnell and Ronald Mackay coming through the field very quickly, and then Barry Graham in the Formula Eagle machine. Barry Pinchbeck was also up very, very smartly in the IPEC car number 97. And there he goes on the inside here of Kevin Gormley, going down the back straight. And the two red cars, the 76 car, of course, of Ronald Mackay, and the 25 car of George Tatnell. Graham on the inside there in car number 14 was starting to make progressive steps about taking the lead away. He managed to collar the race leader Barry Pinchbeck in the closing stages of the race and went on to score a resounding win. There's Graham working his way underneath Ronald Mackay. Particularly good drive last night on a track that was only resurfaced during the week. The times were not what everyone expected, and tyre wear as to be expected in the first race on a newly surfaced racetrack. However, it was great driving on the part of Barry Graham. He had a great dice here with Mackay in car number 76. It went on for about 4 or 5 laps, and when he managed to take the outside initiative, it was a good win to Barry Graham in the speed car feature race. Tell me this, how difficult is it to jump out of one car, like a speed car, and jump into a sedan? You know, have you got to psych yourself up as far as being able to handle the car differently, or does it just come naturally?
Oh, it comes a bit naturally, Mike, but there is a difference, especially when you start one race after another few laps in between of warm-ups, because the steering on the cars, one's so direct and the other's just like the normal road car, and you chase your tail for a lap or two until you settle down again. Okay, there was an incident on the back straightaway during your first race tonight in the sedans that saw a number of cars spinning and crashing into each other. I guess that's the real terror in the opening lap of an early race where the tyres really haven't warmed up. It is, Mike, and probably not being familiar with racing again. You know, I know myself, it took a while to get back in the groove, and you just got to be a bit steady on the right foot until you feel right. Okay, the sedan or the speed car, which is the easiest to drive, and secondly, which gives you the greatest buzz? I couldn't answer that one, Mike. Tommy Rosati. Rosati had some problems setting up his car. In fact, I'd hoped to have him in the studio this morning, but he's been down with tonsillitis since yesterday, and that certainly didn't help his performance last night. But it was Barry Graham, who has been the outstanding competitor in Grand National Sedan competition in Australia, who went on to win the Marlboro 40 lapper and to take out $1,000 first prize. I asked Barry Graham after the race was over. Well, there were incidents, many of them. Did any of them have you worried, particularly the one that sent you around sideways with a shower of sparks? It did, Mike, but I just hope the officials are going to be on my side for a change and read the incident the right way and let us change the rear tyre and restart, because the car's built by the Formula Engineering team and she's as strong as the Rock of Gibraltar, so... Well, it certainly proved that tonight. Another busy evening with speed car and sedan engagements in both the Formula Eagle and the Formula Mirage. The feature race itself, did it give you any indication that the car could go 150 laps without raising a sweat? Yes, Mike, I'd like to. I've read about this American visitor, Tommy Rossetti, and the races that they run, and I'd just love to have a crack at running those sort of distances, because it's a different ball game. You know, anybody can go out and put their foot down for a few minutes, but to keep it down for a long time, it's a different job. Indeed, it is a different job. On Classic, and it was carrying, not peanuts, $25,000, and that's the biggest payout for any oval track event in Australia. Let's take a look at some of the action. It was a breakthrough for American driver Jackie Hewitt, and a very impressive sight as the field came around with fireworks and skyrockets and an absolute capacity crowd there for the $25,000 Classic.
Tasmania, ready for a start. They're away and running in the 1980 Marlboro Grand National Classic, and going immediately into the lead in car number 21 as they go to the first turn is is the race and the pace setter, Rodney Combs. We'll keep the action wide for you because there'll be a stack of it in this race. Combs bustling away from the rest of the field as they go into the bottom turn. Let's look back through the field at this stage, only to find Charlie Schwartz is back in second place. And then moving up behind him is Jackie Hewitt of the United States. The next one is Paul Ash of Sydney, Ed Wilbur of the United States, Pearson of the USA. Then back behind them comes Barry Graham, the Australian Test Team captain. And Hewitt takes over the race lead. Paul Ash going up into third place, and Ed Wilbur trying on the outside as they come down the back straightaway. Coombs up into second. The race lead now held by Jackie Hewitt of Ohio. Coombs, not to be denied, is sitting right on his tailpipe. Paul Ash is now ranging up to the pair of them, followed by Ed Wilbur, Brian Callahan and Barry Graham starting to come into the thick of it. There's Graham going through. Right behind him is Callahan at number 5. Green flag out, and Coombs goes back into the lead. Goodness me, they're going to be splitting this lap money tonight. Look at the field behind as they come down the back straightaway. Here's Paul Ash coming up into third place now. Has taken Ed Wilbur. Right behind Wilbur is Brian Callahan, who's storming at the race leaders. Barry Graham is further back, followed by Johnny Pearson. Coombs is in trouble. Ash has been spun out. Cars pile into each other in the bottom turn. And as the tyre has come off Brian Callahan's car, here it is coming in. Callahan's car. Let's see how quickly his pit crew can manipulate this. Cars are starting to rev up. They're anxious to move. But on the back straightaway, let's pick up Callahan. Here he comes. Tyres explode into life. And out comes Brian Callahan, who's still in the race with a big show. Jackie Hewitt goes back into the lead after giving the lead to Rodney Combs for the last couple of laps. Back straightaway, sees the race leader in front, clear of Rodney Combs. Oh, we have a spin in the bottom turn. Cars going in side by side into the bottom turn directly in front of us. And car number 24, the one driven by Johnny Gale, the Ian Thomas Motor Village Commodore V8, car number 24. And also Peter Hogan, who has just spread fiberglass all over the racetrack. Black flag goes out for Fred Seary as Paul Ash goes through on the inside and Peter Crick. And Seary, I think, will now try and make his way to the pit area. He can't afford. Yes, he does. He pulls down and goes to the pits. The white flag up with 1 lap to go. 1 lap remaining in this Marlboro Classic for Jackie Hewitt of Troy, Ohio. Here he comes down the back straightaway. The crowd erupting as he moves to overlap these 2 cars. The checkered flag unfolds, and Jackie Hewitt becomes the second driver in history to win the Marlboro Grand National for the United States. And boy, is he happy. Barry Graham will get second place.
I got to thank Gene Welch for bringing me here, because without him it wouldn't have all been possible. Thanks Coca-Cola for sponsoring my race car. Marlboro for sponsoring the racetrack. You fans for being here. That's what it takes, everything. And most of all, I got to thank Rodney Combs, because he is the one that set up my car, and I thought he chased me the whole race. I knew he was back there, and I knew he was just waiting until the time was right and he was going to pick me off. And here he hit his car in the infield somewhere. Thank everybody.
It's a very good win there by Jackie Hewitt, of course, $8,500, and that couldn't be all that bad. Barry Graham of Sydney finished in second place, and a great result, John Gale for Sydney for third. We'll take a break and come back with more of Sports World.